Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Amateur Sports TV on the Ice, Tuesdays and Thursday nights right now here on the network and all our social media platforms. I'd like to thank you for joining us as we are nearing the announcement in Manitoba here. January 27th is that date where we're hoping to see a little bit of a less restriction, more explanation on new guidelines occurring here in the province. We are hoping to see some form of return of participation in all leagues of all sports, shape, and size in the near future. And joining me today is Rob Barnsley, who is the head director of the Winnipeg Rec Hockey League that started its programming back in June. It seems like so many months ago, but nonetheless, he and I are going to talk about where they started back in June and where they've come full swing this fall and into today. So Rob Barnsley is going to join me. We're going to talk about some programs and how that Rec Hockey League has been received by its participants and the number of teams that have been increased. So without further delay, thank you, Rob Barnsley, for joining me here on the ice.
Appreciate getting back on the show and talking hockey. It's been a little while since we've been able to connect, and boy, we just want to get to going.
Do we ever? I know you're sporting the Jets hat. I know you can't see the McDavid jersey behind you, but that's fine. It's okay. And even though he did have a pretty good second game, his first game not so much on his birthday, but nonetheless, first off, WinnipegRecHockeyLeague.com will have all of its updates as soon as we have been given the go-ahead to release new guidelines, new restrictions, and the opportunity to participate. I'm not going to, foreshadow any type of mention, but do check out the website. Rob's got it very well laid out, very easy to navigate. Whether you want to submit a team, an individual player, you want to be a sub, it's all there. Now we're going to go back in the Wayback Machine, Rob. You going to come join me to go back into June 2020?
Yeah, let's go back in time.
Let's go back in time. The first time we chatted, it was basically you came in and said, this is a brand new setup, a brand new opportunity. Give us a bit of a rundown of what happened in June, how the league ran through the summer, and then its participation here in the fall of 2020.
Well, it was a real whirlwind. We dropped the puck on June 15th. Very excited to do that. We had 50 men's teams and we had some women's teams as well that participated, and it was a brand new offering into the city of Winnipeg, totally different than anybody else, where we play 3 15-minute stop time periods, 90-minute ice slot with a flood, and it just took off. The 50 teams that were in it, we had teams that wanted to join late and so forth, and we got people in, people excited. Guys hit the ice, and people just really wanted that thirst after our first shutdown to get into hockey, and great start. June, we rolled right through the summer, had our championship, greatly contested. Guys had a fabulous time. We're so fortunate that we play out of the Bell MTS Iceplex that has 4 sheets of ice, the rink, which is fantastic, and Seven Oaks, the 3 top rinks, and the guys just love the benefit of playing out of these fantastic facilities. So good start, went really well.
So that took us through June and July, ending in August, September, I believe. Was that the end of the summer season? And then you guys were ready to go in September, October.
We pretty much handed the trophies over, and then within days we're starting our next season. And that's really how we've been doing it for years in Alberta, and brought the product here to Manitoba, where we just keep rolling, and spring, summer, winter, keep on going. Unfortunately, October came and we kind of had to hit the brakes again.
Before we hit the brakes on October, how many teams were set up, divisions, males, females? What was our participation numbers like in September?
Well, from the summer to start where we started, we had 50 men's teams, and then we had a women's division as well. And then when we got into the fall, we just focused on the men's rec hockey. So we have 98 teams as of right now, with 13 divisions. So we're growing all the time. We have tons of room for more teams. Our growth goals are very high, and we know we're going to continue to grow. And so it was going along just great. We had teams that joined late. Some teams have played like 10, 11 games so far. And our last game played was October 29th is when we got shut down.
And that was right before the Code Red showed up here in Manitoba. Obviously, it's been one of those things where it's a wait and see. Are we planning on finishing that season when we do have that opportunity to re-participate?
Yeah, we're hockey guys. We want to finish. We want to give everybody the 100% of what they've paid for, the experience that they paid for. And the beauty is because we have these great facilities and we're their major tenant in that sense, we can just carry the season right on into the springtime. So extend that season if we need to, and then start our summer season a little bit later. So everybody can be assured that they're going to get the time that they played. If we had to contract the season or work on that, we're going to look at all options. As the government would say, everything's on the table. We're not taking anything off.
Everything is on the table, no doubt. Comment real quick, Rob, about what was some of the feedback you were getting from the summer group that was participating in the inaugural summer season and into the fall. The positive feedback you were getting. You mentioned more ice time, a cleaner ice, a better officiating crew that was more involved in the game.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a pickup, grab some beverages, go to the rink, play a bit of shinny, and then finish off the night. It's more of a complete league with all of its amenities.
Well, absolutely. We consider ourselves a premier product, a premier league, and we come across like that. I believe we communicate. We take care of our customers, our players. We take care of our staff, timekeepers, and referees. One of the biggest things with recreational hockey, guys call it beer league. I call it elite rec hockey is what ours is. Not only was the product well received, more hockey and more time to spend with your friends and get out there. And I think right now, with us being cooped up more, it's just going to grow that much more. But the quality of play, the ice is better. The facilities loved it because their quality of ice remained quite high. And then refereeing, I got to tip my hat to the referees that we have working with us, and put that invite out as well. If you're a referee that's looking to ref in a place that you're going to be appreciated, well remunerated, and well respected, not only by the players but also by the league, we're definitely the place to come. You can approach me because I look after all the referees as well. And I always tell teams when I go in the room, I said, if you're happy, go tell everybody else. But if you're mad or you're pissed, come see me. And we address things very quickly. If we have people that are being problems, we deal with it. And we have a great relationship with all our stakeholders, being that all the facilities, when it came to COVID rules, we adhere to everything that the government asked us to do. And I'm really proud to say, and I can say this, that we had not one case attributed to transmission within our hockey league. Nothing. And if there's anything that happened with a player that might have been sick, we dealt with it and we did the right thing and everybody stayed healthy and we kept the game rolling. And so we're pretty proud about that. So, we're really doing what we can to make sure we're bringing the best product to Winnipeg.
It must have been important for a little bit of, not a little bit, but for players to, adhere to those protocols, saying, I'm not feeling well, so therefore I'm not going to chance it, and I'm going to stay home. That's a big proponent to this game and acting like adults, really, when you think about it, versus, just thinking, I'm going to work through this. It's just a sniffle, no big deal. But meanwhile, we didn't know.
Well, I talked to a lot of the team managers, and hats off to them too. I had a great conversation a couple of weeks ago with a guy. And of course, the big question right now is what's going on, right? I don't have a crystal ball, so I have no idea. All I know is what we're going to do and how we can react to once the plan is put in place to return, right? So, but the conversation I've been having is one particular team rep said, we were very clear with guys. If you're not feeling good, stay home. You miss one game. It's not the end of the world, right? But I always say, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. And, that's a little peer pressure. But if my throat's not feeling good, there's many nights where I was a little tired. I didn't go to the rink. It doesn't make sense for me to go into a dressing room and talk to people if I'm not feeling good. Therefore, the players should probably do the same thing and just protect the culture of the betterment of the sport, right?
Absolutely, Rob. No, it's important to take care of yourself and take care of each other, especially during this critical time. Hopefully we get to see some sort of announcement here in the upcoming days. Talk to me real quick before I go to break. Some of the differences between the elite programming that you've developed here with Winnipeg Rec Hockey League and some of the changes that perhaps some members of adult hockey that aren't involved in Winnipeg Rec Hockey League will get to see when they step on the ice with you for the first time. Like we talked about the difference in periods, the shave between the second and third, or after every 2 periods, depending on how that works. What other changes or what other improvements do players and officials see when being involved in the WRHL?
Well, for those that haven't played in our league yet, or those that are just looking at us going, should I make the jump from a 60-minute to a 90-minute game? Is yes, that you're going to get a lot more hockey. Like I said, you're going to play in really good facilities. But then we have some unique rule changes that really keep the flow of the game. And that's eliminating the center ice for icing. So you can actually step over your own defensive blue line and shoot the puck down the ice, and it's not going to be an icing. The flow of the game just gets improved, and guys are like, wow, this is awesome. I wish we had this for the last 10 years. Well, you have it now, and you can have that in our league. Plus, we also empower our referees to make sure that they control the games accordingly and that the players respect each other when it comes to slashing and so forth. And a lot of leagues around the city might have like an automatic 4-minute slash, but we all know for hockey players, doesn't matter you're a girl or guy, if you have a bit of a chintzy little stick tap and someone calls a 4-minute slashing, that's a long time to be in the box. So, for an example, for referees, they can give a 2-minute, they can give a 4-minute penalty, or if worse, right? So we empower the referees to really control the game that way and let hockey take care of itself. And guys appreciate the fact that they're not just being slammed into the box and so forth. Conversely, if we have issues where players are not behaving themselves, we have live barn as well, where you can actually, we have cameras in all of the arenas, so we see things. So when it comes to suspensions or whatever, we can actually make sure we address the punishment that fits the crime. And in some cases, it's not as bad as maybe it was reported. So you have that balance. And I always say this, we're hockey guys, so we work with everybody and we have a good rapport with people. We're not a big corporation. We're just a couple of guys that run this league, but we think we do a really good job, and people are going to notice that difference, and they already have the ones that are with us. For ones that are interested, winnipegrechockeyleague.com. You can always reach out to me. And, if you have questions about the spring and summer, we're going to come out with that information soon as well.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but you were official once back in the day, correct?
Still am.
Okay.
You guys will see me around the rink. I'm still very active in that sense. Unfortunately, I was welcomed to Winnipeg by having my truck broken into and somebody stole my referee gear. So I got to buy some new skates. And much like everybody, I've got a few extra pounds, COVID pounds, and I love getting out there and working with other officials, making sure that our product is the best out there. I enjoy the game, period. So I'm not Rob the director when I ref. I'm a ref.
You're the ref. Yeah. You're more of a Gary Fraser or Andy Van Helleman kind of guy.
Yeah, I let guys play. But on the same hand, we keep it safe. And I think that's all that rec hockey players really ask for, is a consistency and making sure that they're always going to enjoy their time. Go have beers after the game. Bell MTS Iceplex has the press box upstairs, which bar none is the best sports bar in any hockey arena in the city. And they have great specials up there as well.
Absolutely. I'll plug them for sure. I was more of a Ray Scampanello kind of guy, getting on the knee, getting down low. Don't have to do that anymore because the pros got too many cameras on each blue line. We're going to take a quick break with Rob. We'll come back. We're going to talk about where we are today and what we expect to see in the near future here with the WRHL. Stay with us here on the ice. Back here on the ice on Amateur Sports TV with Rob Barnsley, director of Winnipeg Rec Hockey League. Got a quick little glimpse into officiating, but we talked more about the play. And the one thing that we haven't touched on, Rob, is how the scheduling works within the 3 facilities. Because are we still able to work with 2 out of the 3 rinks based on, geography and where your players play, and having a majority of your games in one rink, potentially having some in another?
Yeah, so what we've done is a unique scheduling option for customers. We have what is called the home ice option. So the home ice option gives you the ability to to ask for a particular arena to play up to 50% of your games in. There's a fee that associates with that, but the fee compared to the benefit, if a guys want to pick a time and say if it's available, so say 9 o'clock on a Thursday night, we always want to play at the rink. If that spot is still available, because it's a first come first serve scenario, we might not have 9, we might have 9:15 on Thursdays. Great, you pay a fee for that, and it's great. You always know your games are at that time up to 50%. But the way we've done it for the whole group is we have north, west, and south. So what happens is we have the north zone and the south zone. So if you are a north team and you want to play a good percentage of games only at Bell MTS Iceplex and Seven Oaks, you can be in that group. And if you want to play most of your games in the south side, you can play at the rink and Bell MTS. So if you're south, you'll never go to Seven Oaks. If you're north, you'll never go to the rink. A lot of people in Winnipeg don't like to drive lots, and that's a good benefit. Will that always be an option for us? Hard to say. As we grow, there's other rinks that we might expand into, but for right now, and we have lots of ice, that gives a great option for teams to stay in their geographical areas.
I totally think that's awesome. Allows the boyfriends or the girlfriends to come watch when it's a closer game. Lord knows I hated driving 45 minutes by myself to a certain facility just to play a game at 11 o'clock at night, but nonetheless, I digress. Rob, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. Over 90 teams, over 13 divisions, looking to restart this fall winter session up. You know, what is the league doing in terms of making sure that we're able to return to play in safe manner, as well as fulfill the mandate of these players that are still wanting to finish their league off?
Well, we work very closely with all 3 management groups of Seven Oaks, Bell MTS Iceplex, and the rink, and we make sure that we adhere to the the Manitoba standard of health. The biggest question is always, when are those showers going to open up? And I think most guys will say, forget about the showers, let's just start hockey. The COVID protocols are always made sure we follow by all players and staff, which has never been an issue. There's been no question that we don't do that. So we're going to make sure that we continue to do that. All the facilities are extremely clean because they're so new. The staff really pays attention to that. I've talked to the inspectors from the government, and they're more than happy with what we've been doing alongside. And we're just a good client of all these facilities, and our players, I got to tip my hat to those players as well. They've been doing their part to make sure that we all move ahead. So when and if we get this opportunity to start, which it's not an if anymore, it's going to happen. I know it will. I have that feeling that we'll get back to it, and the guys and girls will roll right into what we did before, and we'll have a successful conclusion to our winter season.
A bit off to a left turn right now, Rob. How important is it I talk to younger kids all the time about the importance of participation and mental health and whatnot. As adults, we deal with a lot more on our plates. How much is rec hockey kind of that release of anxiety, the release of stress, the opportunity for positive emotion amongst peers that's really been missed over the last 9 months during this time?
Well, it has. For somebody like me, that my world revolves around reffing, playing, running a league and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people and I'm at the rink every night. Well, there's guys that, there's some guys that play on multiple teams. They get out and play, that's a real social aspect of their life. Well, now it's not there. So from a psychological point of view, I'm sure there's people that have had issues, and hang on, we're going to get back to it. But, it's great to hang out with your friends and play. So having sports are really important from that point of view, not only the physical health side, but just getting out and having a great time with the guys and the girls.
Absolutely. Now, are there co-ed teams in the WRHL?
Yeah, so we did something really interesting, just to kind of go on a tangent for 2 seconds here, is the Winnipeg Ringette League ceased to function when COVID came. They closed down. So we were approached to actually start a Ringette League, and within 2 weeks we started one where we had 38 teams, and so we're actually functioning a Ringette team outside of our recreational league. So they're rolling along as well. And we've got a great group of referees for ringette and so forth. And then as far as hockey goes, we don't say that if you're a girl guy that you can't play on teams together. You can. We've got a lot of girls that play in the league, and very skilled girls too. We have a couple players that have played collegiate hockey that are playing, and they're skating circles around some of the guys. So, if you're a girl out there that has some real high skill and you play in the junior leagues or whatnot, and you're looking for places to play, contact me. I'm sure we can get you on a team and play, and I'm sure guys would be happy to have that skill level on their team as well. And there's a place for everybody in our league. Not only a Div 1 collegiate player can play in Div 1, but all the way down to Div 13 and everything in between. And we just want to be a real place where people can come and have a great time, play the great game of hockey, play lots of it because of our program, great new rules and fantastic facilities, and then socialize upstairs in the press box and have a good time. Also, too, we have a cool promotion that if your team goes through an entire game without penalties, you get a free plate of nachos up at the bar. So if you're going up to the lounge anyways to hang out with all your friends, might as well take your game. They'll know your game sheet is online, and you get free nachos.
Is that the Selkie nacho platter?
Yeah, that's right. The Lady Bing.
The Lady Binger and the Selkie, that's right. The most sportsmanship players and teams. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that we did not discuss. I mean, the Winnipeg High School Hockey League has canceled all of its play. Will there be an opportunity perhaps for 18-year-old players, because we don't allow a lot of players under the age of 18, but should they have already aged at 18, to potentially sub on some of these teams? And, is that something you've been perhaps pondering here since, we've been in that stoppage in Code Red?
Yeah, if there's people out there in the hockey community that's seeing this right now, parents that want to get their kids playing, I always say I'll never close a door to a hockey player ever. I will always try and find a place for people to play so they can reach out. WinnipegRecHockeyLeague.com. There's an admin info. There's a tab there. You look up my email. It's easy. rob@WinnipegRecHockeyLeague.com. Send me an email. I'll see what I can do. If you have a team, of players that have been displaced due to leagues closing and so forth, give me a shout. I'm sure we can work something out. If we can't, we can't. But if we can, that'd be great. We are a league and a business that takes revenue in to provide this service for people. So be mindful of that, and love to talk to you.
Any other sponsors you want to give a shout out to before I say goodbye?
Yes, Keener Jerseys. I don't know if you know them. Keener Jerseys, the guys there. They've been fantastic. Any team that plays in our league, if you say you play in our league, you'll get a discount, and they provide a set of jerseys to us as a raffle. So every team that registers by a certain time, kind of an early bird thing, gets their name put in a draw, and one of our teams won a fabulous set of jerseys that they get free of charge. So jerseys aren't cheap, so they do a fantastic job. So Keener Jerseys has been fantastic. Winnipeg Jets and True North, partner of ours, the Rink, and Seven Oaks. Fantastic people, all of them. We couldn't have done this without the great partnership that we have within the community. We always are looking for other sponsors as well. So if you have a business out there that you'd like to get your name out and work with us, we'd be more than happy to do that as well. In Alberta, we have tremendous connections with people out there. We've been in business for a long time there, and we're looking to do the same thing here. So far, so good. We just got to get back on the ice.
Got to get back on the ice. Speaking of getting back on the ice, it's been the first week back in the Big Boys League, the NHL. I see you're spotting a Jets hat. You have a question between watching an Oilers game or a Jets game at 7 o'clock Central. Which one are you picking? And don't tell me that they're playing each other. You can't do that, Rob.
I'm watching the Jets.
Attaboy.
I'm a Winnipeg guy.
Right on. You think we make the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Put you on that spot? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely playing the playoffs. I grew up, unfortunately, watching the Jets get bumped off by those guys.
Edmonton and Calgary all the time, yeah.
Yeah, no, man, I tell you. So, it's not that my love is split, but I obviously half my life in Edmonton, half my life here, so I love both of them. My partner, Jason, loves Toronto, but that's all we'll go into that.
Yeah, there's no room on that white wall for a Leafs jersey last time I checked.
No, but like everybody says, ABC, right?
Always be clothing.
No, anybody but Calgary.
Anybody but Calgary, there you go, too.
Yeah, but, I if anybody wants to find out more about our league, please just reach out to me. I'm a phone call away, email away. We just want to do what's right for hockey players in the city and give them something that they've never had before. We have so many cool things coming down the pipe. We're talking about a potential outdoor classic where, also be a pro experience where we play some games downtown at MTS. That's a possibility in the future. We do it in Edmonton with the Oilers where we play down there as well. There's so many cool things that we're going to do. It's just right now we're kind of taken a step back because of this. And once we get rolling, there's nothing stopping us. We can't wait to welcome all of you guys. Spring hockey, start emailing me. We're going to get information about that. And I just want to play.
Absolutely. Sitting on the tarmac, waiting for that green light. Green means go. Rob Barnsley. Check them out, WinnipegRecHockeyLeague.com. Thanks so much, Rob, for filling this in. And I'm sure we will get an announcement or an update as soon as we can to all the players and future players that are looking to play in a different, more competitive, more fulfilling rec hockey experience. Thanks, Rob, very much for joining me.
Thank you.
This has been On the Ice on Amateur Sports TV. Make sure you check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays. Coffee with Graham at 10:30 in the morning. And, of course, Coach's Parlay Saturday nights, every second Saturday on all social media platforms. Again, Rob, thanks for joining me. Take care of yourselves and go Jets go.